When MINOTAUR speaks. Wow. Dazzling animation. I was absolutely transported into this world building and the sonic immersion into this rock and roll, gritty, rather epic guitar shredding in the background to give it that edge and momentum to drive us through. I loved the use of shadow and light, and it really added to the moodiness of the atmosphere and brought attention to the gorgeous textures throughout. My goodness. The sheen, the metals, and the juxtaposition between those elements were, yeah, really, really well executed. I feel like we had a fully formed universe, and it was lovely to get to traverse it. I don't know if I got a strong storyline, but I don't think that was the point. I think that was to intrigue me into the project to get to know more, and mission accomplished.
Minotaur. Okay, this was a very interesting experience. I mean, it felt more like a video game kind of thing, but I liked it. I liked it mostly because of its world building. There are so many interesting characters and locations and visual elements. It's an artificial intelligence film, and while I'm not always fan of this new technique, I think that the filmmakers did a fair job with this project. The visual elements, the monsters in particular, were very well done. The action sequences were very, very entertaining, and as short as it is, I think this could have potential to become a larger piece. Like you could make this as as a full movie or as an actual video game, because that's it kind of feels more like a video game than a movie. But I mean this in a good way. It has a lot to explore, and yes, it was a very interesting experience. Thank you very much for saying it.
MINOTAUR. I really liked the graphics and the AI and the computer generated animation that they did with this. I thought that that was really, really cool. I wasn't really able to kind of grasp what was actually going on. I didn't know if there was a story or if it was just, seeing these really cool characters. It looked very much like a video game. The music felt really disjointed to me. It felt like there were two songs being played at once, and there was just so much dissonance that I don't know, it threw me and it kind of pulled me out of some really, really cool visual effects that they were doing. So I wish the music were a little bit more streamlined, I guess, and to not sound like a bunch of musicians kind of tuning up their instruments. But yeah, I thought that the graphics were cool.
Minotaur is this short animated film. It has this electronic synth music attached to it. At times, it seems that it makes me curious and wonder if this is like AI generated art that is made animated almost, because I find myself falling into a painting at times, and then within this painting this story develops in front of me. Think like the Page Master, for instance. But it is definitely not that world that we're finding ourselves being built in. The filmmaker has done a great job in really building this world. We can tell that this is a beginning animator, really diving into the intricacies that come within filmmaking. We don't really get to think about, the strength and oomph and creativity and skills that it takes to be able to build these drastic battle scenes. And they have this really nice build up to the Minotaur. And they're doing so in a way that this is a short silent film. There is no dialogue here. And they're being able to tell the story of this battle, this big face off with the Minotaur itself. And we get to be able to pick up all of the pieces of this animation and the story that it tells, despite, really see the early on stages of building these skills and developing them.